guys, what's going on? I'm here for another video. Okay, somebody called me out on one of my previous videos and said, hey, where's your, review of the Encore? Because we have been waiting for it. I'm like, ooh, I didn't know anybody was ready. I didn't know anybody cared, but I guess they did. So I am here to talk about that today. But before that, make sure that you're following my social media. Okay, I do have a Twitter, but it's the same handle as my Instagram. I don't use it as often as my Instagram, so Instagram is the place to follow me for majority of the updates. And then I also have a single coming out soon. It's called I Got You. It comes out July 23rd. Cannot wait. It's a way for me to kind of come back to this whole releasing music scene and going out to perform and everything. It's definitely needed because I have been out of practice, and it shows because when I was in the studio I was struggling. But anyway, we're back. We're doing this stuff full speed ahead. Anyway, let's talk about Encore. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna only talk about a few things that really stuck out to me about these episodes. One thing that actually I have two grievances. Two grievances about this show. And it's kind of like a mainstay in a couple of other reality TV shows too, especially when they take place in a big house that everybody's staying in. One is the time. Because we're 5 episodes in, and I've seen the sun go down and rise about 3 or 4 times in the last couple of episodes. And the thing is every single time they get together and they're like, oh, we only have 30 days to do this. We only have 30 days to do this. They've been saying that for 5 episodes, and there definitely has been days that gone by. I feel like they're probably a week in, and they're still talking about they have 30 days. Somebody's lying. I'm just saying. Another thing that I really have an issue with is the messiness. And I'm not talking about messy being shady. No, I'm talking about messiness. I'm talking about stuff being all over the place in the house, in the rooms. Why does your room look like that, Aubrey? I'm sitting here trying to watch the one scene that she had with with Elijah when they're talking about what can be possibly done, and I'm gonna get to that because that's a whole big thing that I have an issue with. They were talking and stuff, and Aubrey is sitting on her bed, and then I think Elijah was sitting on Keely's bed because I think they share a room, and I'm getting distracted. I'm not even really able. I had to watch the scene a couple of times because I could not keep my focus on the conversation because I'm sitting up here looking at all of this shit all over the floor, all over the bed. Y'all have dressers and cabinets. Use them. Why is it that every single time we have a show, a reality show that takes place in a huge house or whatever, the rooms are always a mess? It was like that in Bad Girls Club. It's like that in Top Model. It's like that in a lot of these shows that take place in a big house or a shared space, a living space between multiple people. We're living out of our suitcases. There's cabinets and dressers. Use them. Or if you're going to live out of your suitcase, at least close it up when you're done with it. Close up your makeup bags. Put them to the side neatly. Organize. Organize your stuff. I mean, I can't really talk. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background right here, but this is literally the music space. Okay, there's keyboards sitting there, there's guitars, there's a keyboard here, but everything has its place. When you're in your room and your stuff is all over the place like that, and you're showing that on TV, inviting people into your room, there's guests in the house, and you're gonna bring them into your room looking like that? Absolutely not. I'm just saying, these are grown women, and they should be a little bit better than that. That really, and it distracts the hell out of me, seeing all this clutter all over the floor and all over the bed. Nah, I have to go up and fold up some laundry right now, but I had to take a moment to do this. But anyway, we're moving on. So the biggest thing is that Aubrey became queen, and a lot of them are having an issue with that, especially because of the fact that it seems like Aubrey kind of shut down a little bit. They were all recording Only God Knows, and one thing, hold on, before I continue, Keely with that whole with Pam, that was funny as hell because Pam had made a huge issue about Aubrey touching her in the previous episode. And so when Keely was going to console Pam when she was kind of getting emotional and stuff, she was going to go tap her shoulder and be it's okay, whatever. But then she's I was stop. The shade. They have this like little party, not the big one, not the listening party, but the little party that they have in this one in episode 4. And then Aubrey, like, she tells Iris, she's like, oh, you can be my interim queen for the night because I'm not feeling well. Are you serious? And then she's not there for a lot of the studio sessions, and it's just like she's like spiraling down, spiraling down, spiraling down. I'm just like, what's going on? What is going on? What happened to the vision board girl? What happened to that? Because she comes in like she knows what she's doing, but then she like shuts down when somebody comes at her or when she doesn't feel like doing something. Like, you're working with a bunch of other people. You're not just on your own time, you're on theirs too. And they're not about to waste their time, making you queen when you're not actually serving them. You are queen to serve everyone else. And I feel like that's where they got it kind of mixed up. One thing that like stuck out to me was the fact that Shamari wanted to be on Skeletons, and Aubrey had a huge issue with that. I'm just like, for why? Shamari has an amazing voice that fits onto any track. Argue with the wall. Shamari has the best voice on this show. You can argue with the wall. I don't really care what anybody has to say. In my opinion, Shamari has the best voice on the show. And her lending her voice to any song is going to make it sound better. So obviously they wouldn't have a problem with her being on the song. And she can also dance. So obviously that's going to be a choreo track. They want her to be in that song. Aubrey has a problem with it. Why? Because she just wanted to be on there with the twins. And I think that she just wanted that to be like a shining moment for her. Shamari being on the track makes it so that Aubrey won't have as big a part in it. And I stand by what I said. Because, Aubrey she has a pretty high range. She can sing pretty high, but she's not always all that consistent vocally. Shamari is consistent vocally, and she has a wide range. Homegirl can sing her ass off and sing circles around most of the other women in this house. So let me be clear about that. Shamari being on any track is going to make it sound better. Aubrey needed to get out of her own head with that one, because I would love for Shamari to be on a song with me. I'm just saying, if I had to choose between Shamari being on a track with me and Aubrey being on a track with me, I'm choosing Shamari. She was so irritated about that she didn't even go to the dance rehearsal that they had for Skeletons. Aaliyah's working with them on it, and it's just the twins and Shamari, and then Aubrey is nowhere to be found. Empty chair. Let's do a solo. I've been watching too much Dance Moms. I literally been watching too much, man. Let me not bring that over here. That's another spectrum. That's another side. I'm gonna probably do another Dance Moms video though, because I feel like that one was not enough. Only 15 minutes of talking about it, it wasn't enough. I felt like I still had so much more to say. But anyway, back to this. They played this little game at the little party they had, and Aubrey wasn't there. And then like it was, I knew it was going to be something set up by the producers to make more mess. I just hate stuff like that. But obviously, the questions were like, who is most likely to do this, and then, like, little cute little things. And then all of a sudden, who in the house should be replaced? Who should be replaced in the group? And then of course one of the twins, I think it was Fallon, who said, "Oh, Aubrey." And then of course Felicia, she agreed. They're like, "Oh, Aubrey." And then Irish, kind of defended her. But the thing is like, you guys they're like purposely being messy so that there's like more fights that break out. And I think that's tacky. Keely also can't be trusted. That's another thing that I got out of these episodes. Keely can't be trusted either. Because every single time she comes, why? She's there. That's the only reason why she's there is to make mess. She's not even singing. She's not even dancing. She's not doing anything. But and then everybody else is kind of pulling their weight. She's not really doing that much. When they're in the room, discussing what they're going to do, Keely's kind of just there. And she's like, yeah, we should do this like this and da 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 da. But what are you really doing? I feel like she doesn't even need to be there, to be honest. Unless you're gonna actually get up and do something, Keely, like sing or something. I really don't care about you being on the show. I don't at this point, because there's been so much crap with you too. They re-elect a new queen, and it was a tie between, I think, Fallon, Misha, and Aubrey. And so Aubrey, being the current queen, she had to decide who to pick, and she wasn't gonna pick Fallon. Okay, so she picked Lamisha. So Lamisha's the new queen. Hi, bye, yes. Okay, next. Right before they actually elected a new queen, they actually came up with the name. They were going through a bunch of names, and Nivea had me dying. She was Out here talking to a statue, talking about sexual frustration. She's talking about there's way too many like vaginas in here. I need some, As they're talking about names, Nivea actually comes up with a name and she wants them to be called the Blueprint, which actually is not a bad name. Aubrey had a problem with it though, but Aubrey, you weren't even there. So it's not like you could actually contribute to the conversation because you weren't there. Don't get mad when something happens when you're not around because you chose not to come downstairs. I'm sorry to say, but that's just the point. Like they were trying to come up with a name and you weren't there when they came up with it. So you can't be mad now that they came up with the name and that they're doing well. Like, no. One thing that really kind of made me a little irritated was Elijah. It's a shame because Elijah's fine. Like I follow him on Instagram and I'm just like, he can sing. He looks good. Is he one of us? Anyway, I just had to ask. One thing that I really kind of disliked was how involved Elijah got into the mess. You are a songwriter. You came here to help them write songs, not to get involved with their personal issues. And I understand when you're a songwriter for someone, you do kind of have to get involved with the personal life a little bit to understand what they want to write about, how they want to write it, and kind of like, you draw inspiration like that. Was he wrong for going to Aubrey as a queen and asking like what can be done? Because Aubrey wasn't in the studio session and he wanted her to be a part. So he went up there to talk to her. And I just find it interesting that the like this whole he said, she said going back and forth thing, the way that it happened was just completely asinine to me because everybody was denying everything that they said or saying that they didn't say it like this, they said it like this, but you said it. So that means that you are trying to deflect. There was just so much deflection. Elijah, you're also guilty of deflecting because the thing is here, yes, what can be done? They get on this whole thing and Aubrey starts telling Elijah that Fallon and Felicia were like kind of stroking their own egos and talking about, oh, Elijah know what it is when he come to the studio and, we are this, we're successful. We have this, we do this and whatever. But she did make it out to be more than what it was. And I didn't like that. I was like, Aubrey, you're being messy because first of all, for you to even go back to him and tell him all of that, you're volunteering information that really honestly didn't need to be like talked about. Like it wasn't even the topic of discussion like that. You didn't have to go into all that much detail. You were being messy. Okay. And then Elijah, you were also being messy by going back to the girls and then asking them about what they said. You as a man does not need to be getting involved in women's mess. Okay. Just like Nene said to Peter. Okay. just like Nene said to Peter, you don't need to be getting involved in the women's mess. You don't. You should have just taken that and just been like, okay, well, I came here to work. They want to talk all that shit. They can talk all that shit, but I'm not about to be here like listening to it. So I'm just going to go ahead, do my job, get paid and leave. That's it. Bye. That's it. The fact that you really went to like confront them the way that you did was a little messed up. And then the twins, obviously they were being messy and telling Aubrey, telling Elijah about things that Aubrey has said. And then Aubrey comes in and then it's just so much. They're all to blame for that level of mess happening, the division happening. It's because of all four of them, not just one or the other, not just Aubrey, not just the twins, and not just Elijah. All of them are to blame because somebody should have been mature enough to just hold their peace. Let's get this work done. Why do we have to have all this song and dance? I mean, we are making songs, but you know what I mean. It just, to me, was just complete and total waste of time and energy to do all this confronting. Oh, he said that you said this. Oh, well, she said that you said this. And this and that and the other. Oh, I didn't say it like that. I meant like this. Oh, I didn't say that. Oh, that did not come out my mouth. But it did come out your mouth. This is what I'm saying. When Aubrey tells the twins what Elijah said, Elijah did say that. She like patented a little bit. She like put a lot of extra padding on it by saying, oh, they're not as successful as me. He did say that. he did say, you know, yeah, they have like one hit song. I've had three songs on number one songs, and this and that and the other. He was stroking his own ego. But the thing is that Aubrey really shouldn't have been going and telling the twins about what he said, and Aubrey also shouldn't have been telling Elijah what the twins said. But the twins and Elijah shouldn't have been doing all that extra. It just doesn't make sense. But Aubrey, the one thing I will say about Aubrey is that she really did exaggerate a lot, but then so did the twins. I feel like it was just a lot of this going on, a lot of this, a lot of circling around, a lot of extra padding being added to stories and making it more than what it was. I don't think that either of them said anything that was all that damaging to somebody else's character or somebody else's, like, you know, accolades. I really don't think that anything that they were saying was, but it was just stating the facts. But the thing is like, all that he said, she said stuff, it has to go out the window. Elijah said it, but he still fed into it. So that's the reason why I don't see it for him. It was messy to me. It was just messy. Now, a big thing that's happening is this listening party. Okay, they're gonna have a listening party. They're gonna listen to all the songs. They're gonna perform the songs, or yeah, they're gonna perform the songs. I guess they're gonna perform the songs. Usually, at a listening party, there is some type of performing that goes on for most of the time. But the big thing is that their old group members are going to be in attendance. I'm gonna say it again. Their old group members are going to be in attendance, and I'm wondering what's going to happen with that. Um, my first thing was Keely. My first thing was Keely because none of her group members mess with her. Like, they've all canceled her. Except for maybe Sabrina from the Cheetah Girls. I think she's still friends with Sabrina. Like, she's still close with Sabrina. But as far as Adrian, Raven, and definitely not Tori ain't fucking with that bitch. So I don't know who's coming to see. But the thing is, it's like Keely, she's also not like a part of any of the songs. I don't think that any of her old group members will be in attendance because of the fact that she's not really featured. She's not featured on any of the songs. She's not really doing the singing thing. So I don't know, but it'd be funny if one of them did come. Oh, and I forgot about Jessica Benson. You know, they added her to 3LW right before they disbanded. Right. It'd be interesting to see her there too, because I feel like she probably still holds a grudge against her. You added me to your group only for you guys to leave me to go be on Disney Channel? Seriously? Okay. that to me, that's the funniest thing for me. And then I thought about Aubrey. I feel like she could have, like, the only person, Dawn might come. I would like to see Dawn. I would like to see Dawn and Shannon. Definitely not Andrea's. No, D Woods and Andrea definitely not coming. They're not coming. Andrea's too busy with her family, and D Woods don't fuck with her at all. So yeah, I don't think that that's gonna happen. The twins, Cherish fell apart allegedly because of the twins. So I don't know. Like, it to me, I don't know who's actually going to show up. It'll be interesting to see. I can't wait until that happens. I think it might happen episode 6 or 7. Hopefully it happens in episode 6 so we can see this happen right away. I want to see it happen right away. I want to see that listening party, and I want to see all the mess come through. I want to see it. I would like to see it. Biggest thing towards the end of the episode was the show order, because it keeps on changing up. Keely gets irritated because the show order keeps on switching up, because they agreed that Skeletons should be the song they open up with. But then when Aubrey comes through, she's like, no, Skeletons is not the song to start with. It should be Talking. It's an extra song that they have. And they have 5 songs, but there's a 6th one called Talking, and it's a little bit more of like an all-arounder that everybody can get into so that they can like kind of draw people in. So I understand where Aubrey is coming from with that, but everybody else agreed on Skeletons the day before when Aubrey was absent. So I just don't know. Oh, another thing. Aubrey, dramatic as hell, gets up, moves her mattress out of her and Keely's room into another room. I don't even know what room it was in, but her mattress was not there. She was gone for an entire day. She didn't come back. When she finally came back, then she wants to be all positive and everything else. But then again, she getting all up in her feelings because they want to put Skeletons first, and she doesn't want Skeletons to be the first song to do, blah, 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 blah. The twins get irritated. They're territorial, like always, and they're wondering why Aubrey is all of a sudden having a say, and they think that she's like using her, like she's trying to control everybody else, when it's not the case. It's just that no other ideas that everybody felt would be valuable were brought up. A valuable idea was brought up, and everybody was like, you know what, that's not a bad idea. So they go along with it. Fallon's upset because she wasn't in the room at the time that they were coming up with it, and she just blows up out of nowhere. Felicia being messy as hell, talking about, I overheard Aubrey talking mess, because Aubrey was downstairs in the studio, and she was saying that, you know, in order to draw people in, which she, again, knows about this sort of stuff, in order to draw people in, we need a good club banger. We don't have any club bangers. And then they took that offensively because Felicia was upstairs, so she couldn't have heard every single word that Aubrey was saying. But she went to Fallon and said, oh, she's talking shit about the song. She talked about shit about the song, and she said, we ain't got no bangers, and this and that and the other. I'm like, she wasn't even saying all that. She said, you guys don't have any club bangers, like up-tempo songs. That's what she meant. But lost in translation. But the thing is that the twins are so hard-headed and they're so headstrong that they don't ever sit back and actually listen. They just... And then the fact that they're twins, they're sisters, they come at everybody else. Now, the thing is that when all is said and done, the twins are fighting. The twins are fighting now. Felicia actually agrees with Aubrey's idea, but doesn't want to really come against Fallon too much disrespectfully. But then she's like, no, like, we all talked about it now as a group, and we're saying that Skeletons should not be first. And it's like a huge blowout. Fallon leaves. She gets all upset, and she gets mad because they made the decision when she wasn't around, but they're telling you now. Like, you can't be getting, like, come on. Y'all are a group. You make decisions as a group, and the thing is that maybe majority rules. So if everybody else is thinking that way, then okay. They're trying to make it seem like Aubrey came in like the damn Wicked Witch and cast a spell on everybody to make them think differently. And that's just not the case. It's just that a new idea was brought to their attention that they really liked, so they changed their minds. It happens. You can't be mad over that. They're just territorial. They want things to go their way, and I hate that. In a group, it happens, but at the same time, you do have to adhere to other people's opinions and the way that other people think, because then nothing is going to get done. And not everybody's going to be satisfied. You're not always going to be 100% satisfied with everything that happens within a group, but you're going to just have to go along with it if you want to be a part of the project. And then they get all mad and say, y'all, you can take me off the song. You can take me off the song. I'm just like, really? Y'all can take us off of everything. Okay, you can take me off of everything. Misha, just sing all my parts. I'm like, it's chaos. It is chaos. Every single episode so far has been chaotic, and it's mostly due to the twins. I can't, like, it's just Irish's confessional was actually kind of funny. When they were fighting, you know, when the twins were fighting each other, she was like, nothing at this point surprises me. Nothing that comes out of their mouth surprised me. They didn't shock me. The wigs didn't shock me. The wideness of their asses when they walk away didn't shock me. I was like, yo, Irish. I like Irish. I didn't think, like, you know, she was that funny, but she's actually hilarious. Her, Misha, and Nivea are moods. Just everything. But anyway, do you see the chaos? The chaos of this show makes it very difficult for me to actually review properly. But since people actually want me to review it, I will do it episode by episode so that it's not like as crazy as this. But those are like the main things that I wanted to talk about. And I think that it's like really something to say here. This is my input. This is my input. Everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their weaknesses. You're supposed to cover each other's weaknesses and embolden each other's strengths. everybody has something that they bring to the table, and I feel like they are not actually paying attention to that. The twins have a good mindset to go down and work and write songs and produce them. Fine, that's their job, that's their role. Everybody else has to fit into a role, and not everybody has to be queen. One thing that really kind of bothered me is that when Misha was made queen, Fallon had this thing where they were like kind of coming up with like ideas about song, like it was like a song thing, and they were having another conversation about songs and the writing and the producing and stuff. And Fallon was like, "Oh well, if I were queen, if y'all would have elected me queen, this wouldn't, this would be a whatever. This would be like over and done with, and we would have had this done. We would have had more done, or blah blah blah." And then Misha's like, well, thank you for crapping on me because I was just made queen, and pretty much you're saying that you should have been queen because nothing is getting done. And I understand, like, that was something that to me, like, they need to stop. It's not all about being queen. Like, you see what I mean? Like the whole hierarchy thing is just stupid. I think that whole queen thing should just be shut down and thrown out because it's honestly, it's stupid because nobody listens to queens anyway. Nobody listens to what the queen has to say. Nobody listens to Pam. Everybody still got in each other's faces with Pam. People got up in Aubrey's face when Aubrey was queen, didn't respect her place as queen. And they did the same thing to Lamisha. So to me, the queen thing doesn't even make anything better or worse. Like, it just makes things it's just there. Like, it's just like an extra thing, an extra scene to have them vote for somebody to be queen. It's not like they're going to actually listen to them. It's not like they're actually going to, follow the queen's lead. Like, they're not. So it's stupid. It's completely stupid. But anyway, that's enough of my ranting. Let me know what you guys thought of these episodes, and I will be more on point with doing the next one, so it's not as chaotic. But again, this show is chaos, so it probably will still be chaotic. There's so much stuff that happens in each episode. But anyway, again, make sure you guys are following my social media and stay tuned for the next video. I hope everybody has a great day. Take care. Bye.